Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to PBTV. I'm Stu, and we're live on Facebook and YouTube. So, brought something a little bit different out. We've gone for an LMG platform today. We've covered a lot of the ARs, pistols, AKs, M4s, and all that. So, we thought we'd step into something that's a bit more on the accuracy by volume category rather than just precision. So, reason why I brought this one out as well, very, very budget friendly for someone wanting to step into the LMG side of things. And it's got a few little features that make it a bit better on at some sites compared to others. For example, most LMGs are full auto only. They have a safety on them, it locks the trigger, and that's it. You don't really have an option. This is a sort of hybrid between a standard AR platform and LMG parts, so it still has that fire selector. So if you do run at a hybrid site that has CQB and outdoor elements, you can still use this. A lot of indoor sites, CQB sites, semi-auto only sites, you're pretty much stuck not being able to use LMGs at all. So big bonus for the MCR. So we'll start at the front and work our way back as we normally do, but this is the Golden Eagle MCR LMG. There's about 6 or 7 different variants of it, whether it's barrel length, mag that comes with it, stock, a few different bits and bats, but the actual beating heart of it and the sort of core elements are the same. It's just sort of very aesthetic differences. So it does come with a 40mm counterclockwise thread, just so you can put any accessories up. Straight off the bat, hi, is there a drum mag compatibility? Yes, again, I have planned for this question to be asked because obviously, as you can see, it comes out of the box with a standard M4 high cap. So it is a 300 round high cap that comes with it, but normally these would come with a big drum mag, but we do have some examples of one that fit. So we have the G&G self-wind. So this, again, it's filled from the side. Again, this one fits in perfectly fine. And again, you can get that up. And this one is one that you will have to physically manually wind yourself. But again, still compatible. If you are wanting to stick to the standard mags, your EPMs, very, very compatible. They'll click in and sit nice and comfortable. And then we have a couple of the other G&G ones. These are the automatic winding ones. So the actual button for this is actually on the side of it where the mag release sits. And again, they fit in as well. So all drum mags, any high cap magazines, even if you want to go the full stealth look and go black multicam, you can even go with that. So these are the G&G box mags. It's just options. So any standard AR platform magazine will fit, whether or not you want to stick to your sort of standard M4 ones or you want to go to something big, bulky, and box mag style, that is available as well. They are separate, and this not coming with one out the box does mean it's a lot more budget friendly. It just makes it easy to get your hands on one, and you are going to have a lot of fun with these, with them having that sort of hybrid function of safe, semi, and full auto. So you're not stuck if you go inside a building or if you're at a semi-only site. LMGs aren't allowed, so because you're not allowed to full auto. Not that the actual platform's not allowed. It's just if it can't semi-auto, you won't be allowed to use it. So as I was saying, 40mm counterclockwise thread on the front, so you can stick any accessory you want on this. You can throw your tracer units, anything like that. Very, very cool. It does have a fixed pin front sight on it here and an aperture rear sight at the back. Obviously, you can see the size difference just so you can get a decent sight through there, because obviously the rear's one up here and this one on the rail at the back. The rear one does come off. Unfortunately, I think the front one will need an Allen key and tools to take that off, but if you do want to, it is an option. The one at the back is the screw type. You do have multiple bits of rail on this. So at the front, you've got 20mm rail going across the top here. So if you want to put any accessories like PEC boxes, lasers, all will fit totally fine. On the side, you do have a key mod style rail here, and the bits at the back here are actually your sling points. On the other side here, if I pull this off, you do have a QD sling adapter. So you put your sling onto this and you can clip it onto the front there. Again, you can get one at the back as well. So one sits at the back. So put your slings onto these. If you don't have a inherently QD sling, you can just click it onto there, and it means you can have a 2-point sling or a 1-point if you want it just at the back. Again, you can swap it onto this side. So if you didn't want it on that side, you can simply swap it over and stick it onto that side as well. They do swivel, so they're not going to lock up and stick in place. So they are really, really cool bits of kit. Again, key mod on the side and the bottom. If you've got key mod specific accessories, they will lock straight in. But again, if you don't have key mod specific parts, you can get key mod rail sections. Unfortunately, none come in the box, but the key mod rail sections will just simply stick on the side, and you can put any accessory you want on there. Definitely be sticking a grip or a foregrip or something on the bottom of this, just to help with the weight of it. For an LMG, this is on the sort of good side of the weight when it comes to LMGs. Normally, they can be anywhere from 4, 5, 7 kilos in some cases if you're wanting some of the big heavy boys, but this one sits just under 3 kilos, so it's very, very manageable and very, very cool. What batteries are these running on? Our standard answer to batteries for a standard AEG out the box is a 7.4 LiPo. It means that your box mag will keep up, you're going to have a decent rate of fire, and you're not going to suffer from any possible pre-engagements. These are coming out the box at 325 FPS. So because they are under that 350 and they're at UK powers, we don't want to risk any pre-engagement, any damage to your gearbox, any damage to your piston or anything like that. Stick to the 7.4. It's going to be perfect for you. And again, with the electric drum mags, if you end up getting a box mag or anything like this, these will also run on CR123 batteries to help them keep up. If you start running or start changing it up to higher voltage batteries and a higher rate of fire, these are only limited to a certain max rate of fire. I think it's on the box, but I think it's 16 to 17 RPS. So if you go any higher than that, your mag's not going to keep up. So you're just risking damage to the gearbox. And it's just one of them things. So I'd stick to the 7.4. You've got plenty of battery space in the stock tube, and you'll be able to run all day with it. You do have a small rail section at the back here, so if you wanted to put an optic on here, dot sight magnifier, I'd probably stick to something like a holographic, something with a wide glass, because again, you're going to just be putting a rounds down range with this. You're not trying to be overly accurate, pinpoint surgical with a single BB. This thing's meant to be pumping out, covering ground, and just putting as many BBs in a location as possible. Again, with that in mind, if you are on a site and it's very dense, bushes, trees, and everything like that, please burst fire. It's not really, when you pull the trigger on this and you put 20 BBs downrange and the first one hits someone, they're still going to get hit by another 19 and they're probably going to get that little red haze. So again, burst fire, listen for the call or listen for the squeal, and then give them a burst if you've missed. Again, LMGs are really, really good for suppressing an area, suppressing a location, and stopping an enemy be able to approach on you, as the guys that are running the ARs, the SMGs and everything can either flank, push around, and get close to them. So you're sort of trying to be that suppressing force, if you will. The hop unit, so it does have a mock charging handle on the left-hand side. I will say that the charging handle is on a detent, so when you get these, as soon as you move them down, they do scratch a little bit. It is completely normal. It is just how the system works. So when you pull that down and pull it back, there are going to be marks on the charging handle. Most of them are going to come out of the box like that. It's just the way the system works, and it's sort of a carbon copy of how the real steel variant would look. And then once you slide that back, you do find in the very, very small access there, probably worth keeping maybe a slight tool or maybe a screwdriver or something on you, because trying to get in there with your finger can be a little bit difficult. So it does have a gear style hop. Again, this is an entry level sort of basic LMG, so not expecting astronomical tech internally, but it is a very, very good system. Can I turn it around, please? Yes, absolutely. So that's the other side, and as you can see, there is the charging handle, knocks down and slides back. But as you can see where the detent sits, I'll bring it up so you can see it. Where the detent comes up, there are just little marks where the detent sits into its location to stop any paint gunking it up. You do get some marks in there. Coming down to the stock, so as you can see, you do have this very, very large sort of cheek weld. This is designed so that if you are running at low profile optic or anything on this, you can see down the optic, but you still get a decent cheek weld and your eyesight is clean down it. If it wasn't here, you'd be looking down here and you'd be looking straight at the back of the receiver here. Again, I do not believe these must I do believe that these are removable. So if you are wearing full face, walk helmet, dye mask, anything like that, you could take this off, get a lower view on it, and it just means you're not having to squash your dye mask against the side of this. Again, these are adjustable into about, I think it's about 5 or 6 different slots, making it just a little bit more comfortable, long arms and everything like that. And again, as I was saying earlier, it's very, very light for an LMG. It does come in at about anywhere from about 84 to 93 centimeters, so it is under a meter. There is another one of these that does have an even longer barrel, but we haven't got them at the moment. Again, one of the really, really good things about this is you do have safe, semi, and full auto. So all these sites that do not allow full auto, whether or not you're in buildings, it's a CQB site or anything like that, this gives you that option to run it. So you can be outside, you can spray as much as you want, accuracy by volume, cover an area, but then when you do go indoors, you're not limited to having to swap to a sidearm, swap to a different weapon. You can just flick it to semi-auto, but you still have that round count and everything like that. It's really, really good because there are some sites that obviously if you start doing maybe mil sims or real sims or anything like that, some sites may say that you have to have a platform that looks like what it is. So you can't run, say, an M4 with a box mag and say it's an LMG. It has to be an LMG-looking device to run a big box mag, and it just gives you that options. One of the other options, I don't believe the barrel sets are available separately, but this little button here, pressing that down allows you to slide the front barrel off. It's not really a functional part of it when it comes to airsoft, but what it is, it gives you that options that other barrels are available, and it adds to that real steel counterpart with the carry handle, everything like that. So pressing this and pulling forward the barrel, the gas block, and all these components, it leaves the rail behind and you can slide it off. So if for whatever reason you wanted to build a second barrel length, you can slide that off, slide another one on, and again, you could have it longer, shorter, and just customize it how you want. LP Perkins on YouTube. Not related, but do you know if the Army Armament 1911s and Raven ones are compatible? Because they are mainly too compatible. I don't know what you mean, but I presume they mean by mags or anything like that. I'll have to check afterwards. So I'll find your comment afterwards and check what's compatible with them and see if we can get an answer for you. But off the top of my head, I don't actually know. So for anyone that's joining us right now, this is the one of the MCR LMGs by Golden Eagle. Many different versions of it. I've just brought this one out so you can have a look. And it's one of the we've brought this out because there's a lot of people asking about LMGs, how to get into them, and which are the better options. Again, LMGs are one of them ones that buy the one that you like the look of. It's all about looks, really. This one has the bonus of having semi-auto, gives you that option indoors. You do have the 14mm counterclockwise thread on it. You've got key mod rail sections on the front here. Any of your accessories are very, very cool. What types of gearbox does it run? This has a standard version 2 gearbox in it, so anything that is compatible with your standard M4 series, if you're looking for Gate Titan, MOSFETs or anything like that to change it up in the future, anything that is a version 2 compatible will drop straight into it. I think one of these with a Gate Titan in it would be very, very cool, but you probably have to change the gears and a little few bits, but more information about that when the description is live. So we do have the rail section on the top, PEC boxes, torches, grips, anything can go on the front. Again, key mod, and you have a sling point on the right and left side. Very, very short bit of rail at the back for any optics. Again, LMGs, I'd stick to a wide aperture holographic, gives you a bit more room for maneuver when it comes to getting eyes down range. You don't want something too narrow and getting tunnel vision. You're literally trying to cover an area with fire rather than be overly precise with this thing. It does come with a pin front and an aperture rear sight, but I would probably stick to maybe a dot or a holographic on this. You're going to have a much better time. Charging handle on the left-hand side folds down and slides back, revealing a gear-style hop in there. And as I said earlier, it does currently come with the 300 BB high cap, just standard M4 mag. But as I was showing people earlier, any of the box mags available out there at the moment, so that's the G&G one, all compatible, so it gives you options. You're not stuck with the one that comes with it. If you wanted to run EPM mags in it, totally usable. And again, the manual winding G&G one sits in there as well. Alex, I'm using a Glock 18C Raven, and the top is getting caught on the safety all the time. Is there a way I can keep the safety down? I'm new to pistols. The Glock 18C doesn't have a safety. The safety is on the trigger. So if you send us a message on Instagram, we'll try and help you out as much as we can, but I'm struggling to understand what you mean by catching on the safety, because the EU18s and the 18Cs don't actually have safeties. It's built into the trigger. I'm thinking you might mean hammer or something like that. But, so any final questions on the LMG series, quickly drop them down below. As I was saying earlier, it is a version 2 gearbox, so anything that is standard to a version 2 will drop straight into this, so you can throw any LiPo, any MOSFETs or anything you want in this down the line. I would, out of the box, stick to a 7.4 LiPo, just with it being, so it's about 325 FPS, so you don't want to risk any pre-engagement. And anything like that. You are going to probably have some decent accuracy and range with this. It is a 6.08 mil barrel, so again, with it being an LMG, you're not after absolute accuracy. You want it to cover an area, and it is a 636 millimeter in length. So if you wanted to put a type bore in there in the future, that's the information that you need. So this has been the Golden Eagle MCR LMG. It looks very, very cool with that G&G mag in there. But yeah, so this is the manual winding one, so you do have to physically turn it. The other ones are electric and will just continuously wind until they run out of BBs. So again, if you wanted to put 2,000 BBs downrange, it is a very, very good option for you. But if that's everything for today, we'll be back again tomorrow at 4 PM for another standard live stream. As always, drop us a message on Instagram if there's something you want us to talk about, and we'll grab that off the shelf and discuss it with you. But if that's everything for today, it's been a pleasure to talk to you, and I'll see you in a bit.